So I just reorganized my Spotify playlist and I wanted to document it before I forget. Starting with the left sidebar, I used to have only one pinned folder, which is the Right Now folder with the playlist that I listen to the most often. But I found that my other playlists in these folders would get too lost too easily in the other albums that I'm listening to. And so that's why I organized everything into these four folders. And it's four because I found that Spotify right now, they have a limit of four pinned items. So that's why there's four. In terms of the order of the playlists, like for the most part, the playlists in these folders appear in the same order as on my profile. So for example, like the playlist in one would show up first and two and then notes, with the only exception is the playlist in right now. So for example, if you see like side B and side A, they'd be down here, but everything else is like one, two, and so on. So I'm going to start going through my folders, starting with right now. Side A is like a list of new albums or EPs that I want to listen to. So instead of going to each album, I can just put it all into one playlist and listen to it that way. Side B is songs, individual songs that I like, I'm listening to. They don't necessarily go together, they're just like ones I like or want to remember. Music, it's kind of like a backlog of songs that I want to listen to. Either like I've listened to them before, but I don't feel ready to add it to a playlist yet, or they got recommended to me, they're new, I just added it here to listen to it later. And then Release Radar and Discover Weekly are just kind of like new songs recommended by Spotify. Okay, moving on to folder one. So the reason that I have these titled, there's more folders inside titled ABC, is because I want to know that the order that they're being displayed on my profile, but there's no like custom order section here. Like for example, when I go here, it's right now it's in a custom order and this is the order that it's being displayed. So you can see like me, yeah. But when we're back here, it only shows according to how recent it is. So when I'm in this view, I want to know that custom order, which is why I have it A, B, C, D. So these are the playlists that I want to keep at the top of my public profile, which is different from the playlist that I keep on top of my personal library. Theme is, it's pretty much just a bunch of playlists that are categorized by theme that I want to put next up. Friends, these are like either blends or playlists that I made with or for other people. For example, this playlist is in Friends. Sounds, so study, actually you're not going to see any of these playlists on my profile because they're just hidden or private. It's pretty much a list of playlists where I'm kind of studying either the beat or the guitar loop or just things that I find interesting that I'm kind of listening to more in an analytical way, I guess. Influences, this also won't be on my profile. It's kind of just a list of playlists that I found from artists that I admire and look up to and things like that. Samples, these ones are actually on my profile, so you'll see samples and stuff and all of the featuring playlists. It's pretty self-explanatory. For example, like featuring whistling is just songs that have whistling in them. And then samples and stuff is a playlist that just songs I'm listening to. I'm like, hey, these kind of sound similar. They might be using the same sample, or they just sound very similar, which is why it's called and stuff, because it's not just samples. Guitar, I guess I just listen to a lot of songs that have guitar in them because I have an entire folder that's just relating to guitar related playlists, and most of these are hidden from my profile, but the ones that do show up, I mean, you can see them. So this is pretty similar to the study playlist actually, except most of these playlists are public, and for some reason I just started making these before I started making music. Okay, so now we can finally go to in progress, and this is just playlists that I'm currently working on. I feel like they're not in a complete state yet. I mean, none of my playlists are ever complete. Like I'll keep adding songs to them, but either I feel like they don't have enough songs to be at the top, or maybe like I just haven't added a cover image or like really decided on the theme of it. But I still am kind of listening to them more, so I want them to be at the top. Okay, and we've already seen side A and side B. We can now move on to folder 2. So this folder has the most amount of playlists, partly because like some of the folders have the same categories but different numbers, like theme, K-pop, and small. So theme is kind of just like playlists that are centered around a theme, and K-pop is like specific to K-pop songs. Small means like I feel like the majority of my playlists are 100 songs or over, but some playlists just feel like complete or they feel like they're meant to have like a smaller number. So those are differentiated into small. I don't listen to all of those types of playlists equally as often, so I want to like spread out the distribution on my profile by ordering it more closely to how I listen to them. That's why I have like 1, 2, and 3, and they're kind of spread out. So themed songs that I want to be at the top. K-pop. Oh, let's move. Okay, other K-pop songs that I want to be at the top. Small playlists that I would like to have at the top. Artists. Okay, these are like artist specific playlists. For example, like playlists based on Kepler's Back to the City, Girls 2000, Triple S, All Songs, things like that. C-pop. Okay, there's literally just two playlists in here, but it's C-pop. Theme 2, more themes. One difference with theme 2 is that most of these playlists I made like kind of a longer time ago, so I kind of associate those with that period of time, but I also still listen to them pretty frequently compared to others. Other smaller playlists. And K-pop, more K-pop playlists. And yeah, one of the other reasons why these are at the bottom is like I'm kind of still working on these, like here and there. They don't have cover image, things like that. Also, some of them are hidden. Actually, a lot of them are hidden. Like, yeah. Theme 3. So theme 3 and theme 4, I could have just combined them because they're both theme related. But for some reason, like in my brain, I kind of just associate like these different playlists with like different parts of my life, kind of. So yeah, theme 3, theme 4. Memories. This one has subfolders. So concerts, these are like some, not all of concerts I went to, just either set lists or discography that I was listening to prepare. Life, so kind of just things that remind me specifically of like playlists and time in life. For example, I don't know, my entire high school experience in one playlist. Numbers, oh man. Okay, so a while ago, probably back in high school, I actually used to have a system of organizing my playlist, and all of my playlists would be by these numbers. So if I remember correctly, how they work is the first two digits are about the genre of the playlist. So I had like a notebook where I mapped out like 1 equals this genre, 2 equals this genre, and if it's something like 00, then it's like three or more genres. So it's like not a genre specific playlist, it's just relating to a theme. And then the next two digits would just be 01, 02, 03, and so on, based on how many playlists that I have with, like, for example, if I have a playlist that's 02, I would have the like 02, 01, 02, 03, and so on, so that I don't have playlists with the same title. And another thing to note is that the dates for a lot of these are the same, or I don't know, the dates aren't accurate because I used to have a shared Spotify account to like save money back in high school with my friends. And so I don't know, once I finally got my own Spotify account, I kind of like moved all the playlists over to this one. And other than numbers, I also have seasons. So there was a period of time where I kind of made my playlist by seasons, like winter 2022, fall, winter, spring, summer, kind of fashion like. Okay, so top songs. These are like my Spotify Wrapped for each year. They're hidden from my profile, but it's kind of nice to have them all in a playlist like this. Oh, cool. It used to be like smaller, but now it's bigger. Other people's playlists that other people made, that it's just nice to have all in one place. I usually listen to my own playlist more, so that's why they're kind of hidden like this, but it is nice to refer to them. once in a while. Drafts is playlists that I started making, maybe abandoned, or I'm just like working on them very slowly, or maybe one day I'll get back to them. Archive, bunch of archive playlists that I just want to keep. They're kind of abandoned and all hidden from my profile, but someday maybe I want to see them. Okay, the last folder is notes. This is intentionally at the bottom. It's sort of like my scratch pad of playlists. If I have a thought or something, I just kind of make playlists to see how the songs feel together, or maybe they're like playlists that I listen to for a short period of time, but I don't think I'll come back to them often. But sometimes I will like move them up to other folders if I think they start um, having more potential. So yeah, I'm just like everything else can be at the bottom. And also it's because Spotify has a limit of 200 playlists that can be displayed on your profile. So for example, here I have 511 2016, but there's two other playlists that are older that are not showing up the more I scroll. And if you go to my profile, you will see that I have 202 public playlists, and those are the two that are not showing up. That's it, but real quick, I just wanted to talk about some playlist maintenance stuff. So, first of all, with the cover image, I usually like to try to put the source of where I got the image from, or if there's people in it, say who it is. Or, for example, I really like this artist, so that's one example. In terms of the order of the songs in my playlist, I usually have two methods that are most common. The first one would be just the most recently added ones are at the top. For example, here it's being sorted by date added. You would also be able to see this in the side A playlist. Type of order is just putting things in like a custom order that I want. Like here it says custom order, and this is because a lot of my playlists I want to hear them in a specific order. So for example, if I want to add this here, I can just like have it in that order. Other playlists that have this are, for example, Starlight. Yeah, as you can see, the dates are not matching up. Some songs you just feel like should be at the top and some at the bottom, you know? And then that kind of like determines if I want to shuffle it or listen to it in order. Although sometimes I might do either, just depending on how I feel. But yeah, that's everything.